So I asked my friend over here, the Kanehelatúkslaʼ, he's one of my students for the Kanehelatúkslaʼ initiative class that I teach. This is one of the, he's going to do the Reader's Digest version. And then I'll translate a little bit after, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes. So I'll be what?
Da aswara husios te ona jitna te ohandu yolewate tu sego uskaji I got wenuni you got nigula da hetwanuela du somewhere diso Antonio duha ne got nigula sego uskaji I got wenuni you got nigula da itinuela du Yuki Nuha o Hunja, Jit Segu Yolewate Jan Zedu Hadi, Antonio Duha, Ne Yuwati Gu. Sego Uskaji, I got Wenuni, you got Nigula, Daiki Nuela Du. Daiki Nuela Du. Oh, you know do neganu so good. Jit say good. You watch to hot is not when you do hot. They you got me good. Say go uskaji. I got me nuni. You got me gula. Dai kinu wela. They want to wela do. Got me a hundas or what? Jit say good. Show you what I'm doing. Honey, not when you do hot. They you got me good. Say go uskaji. I got me nuni. You got me gula. Dai want to wela do. Or you got away, Jit Segu, you got to Hajjas, not on your do hack, they you got me go. Sego Uskaji, I got when you need, you got me gula. Da 18 Nuela do, Asa Nataguda Lundale, Jit Segu, Gundi Guegu, you never what on Zedu Hadi, not on your do hack, they you got me go. Sego Uskaji, I got when you need, you got me gula. Da 18 Nuela do, Onigli Suha, Jit Segu, only what done Zedu Hadi, that Yuha, ne you got me go. Sego Uskaji, I drop my nuni, you got me gula. Da 18 Nuela do, on Lukwa Tobuha, Jit Segu, you got to Hadi, Antonio Duha, ne you got me go. Sego Uskaji, I drop my nuni, you got me gula. Da 18 Nuela do, that thing room duggy. Jit Segu, you're not living Zedu Hadi, that on your Duha, ne you got me go. Sego Uskaji, I drop my nuni, you got me gula. Da 18 Nuela do, that thing a Jinuagi. Jit Segu, you're not living Zedu Hadi, that on your Duha, ne you got me go. Sego Uskaji, I drop my nuni, you got me gula. Da 18 Nuela do, Owela Suha, Jit Segu, you're not living Zedu Hadi, that on your Duha, ne you got me go. Sego Uskaji, I drop my nuni, you got me gula. Da 18 Nuela do, Umbilio Obuha, Jit Segu, Yesia, that you Hajjase, Antonio Duha, ne you got me go. Sego Uskaji, I drop my nuni, you got me gula. Da 18 Nuela do, Ojita Hasuha, Jit Segu, Yesia, that you Hajjase, that Antonio Duha, ne you got me go. Sego Uskaji, I got my nuni, you got me gula. Da 18 Nuela do, Owela Suha, Jit Segu, you're not living Zedu Hadi, that Antonio Duha, ne you got me go. Sego Uskaji, I got my nuni, you got me gula. Da Nuela do, the 18 Nuela do, Yoti Sutta, Lari sabi yudeze, Jit segu, Tonda liwat dan zedu hari, Da tonya duha, Ne yubat nigu. Sego uskuji, I got my uni, yubat nigula. Da hetwanu ela du, Yuki sutta, Kwa asume keka, Wek nidane, Jit segu, Lonali wat dan zedu hari, Da tonya duha, Ne yubat nigu. Sego uskuji, I got my uni, yubat nigula. Da hetwanu ela du, Sungwa jiha kwande keka wek nidale, Jit segu lo liwat dan zedu hari, Da tonya duha, Ne yubat nigu. Sego uskuji, I got my uni, yubat nigula. Da etinu ela du, Da eni haningwe dage, Jit segu yuki nagula dajase, Da tonya duha, Ne yubat nigu. Sego uskuji, I got my uni, yubat nigula. Da etinu ela du, Yojisto walu, Jit segu loli wat dan zedu, Lonali wat dan zedu, Hari da tonya duha, Ne yubat nigu. Sego uskuji, I got my uni, yubat nigula. Da etinu ela du, Da eni haningwe dage, Jit segu yuki nagula dajase, Da tonya duha, Ne yubat nigu. Sego uskuji, I got my uni, yubat nigula. Da hetwanu ela du, Skanya delio. Jit nakte, Sole wayamso, Ne Kanehelatúkslaṟ, Da tonya duha, Ne yubat nigu. Sego uskuji, I got my uni, yubat nigula. Da hetwanu ela du, Suwaya tiso, Ne Oliwe Gwagu, Oskana, yubat nidunyo. Oh, Lowe yananandao, Da tonya duha, Ne yubat nigu. Da aswakige, Genjogwa, Te tonya ole, Wakwani, Ne Kanehelatúkslaṟ, Ne gatso oktu tungwadokta, Ne wat kadanige, Ne unsquat deltage, Ne tonya ole, Wakwani, Ne wat Wadimian data unhachise, Ne Kanaladu agadat, Da tonya duha, Ne yubat nigu.
Dan de guine, Jumalan zetsan, että tästä kuin Kanehelatúkslaṟ, tuotkavin on chikahti, oli monia tapoja. Kohdeli tuota tästä kuin jahtanikin diodoktaa niin chikahti niin kuitenkin tajesse. Kohdeli tuota tästä kuin eikä kaane chikjoche, lisäksi kun muuta hake, koska koona sanottiin jo hake, ei chikjolle niin poskveini, vaikei sponahkwe. Kanehelatúkslaṟ. Kohdeli tuota tästä kuin eikä kaane chikjoche, niin lisäksi kun muuta hake, kohdeli muu. So when we do these kinds of things, this opening, this was the very first teaching that they say the Creator gave to our people. It was to be thankful for everything here in creation. And so this is a reminder, it's a constant reminder of the relationship that the Creator has intended for us to have with all of creation. And that we start with the people and acknowledge those that are there and extend our greetings and thankfulness and love to each other. And if there's any calamity that's going on in the community, like we've had some deaths, we acknowledge that. And through our minds, we send out those good thoughts, those prayers to those families, to those loved ones, so that their minds don't go too far down into the depths of that darkness. And that in time, is that they become active again in our community. And so we're grateful that we're able to be here today, that we have that peace, and that brought us here. And so with each part, there's a part in there that says, Kanehelatúkslaṟ. And what that means is that this is how it shall be our minds, that we all have that same thought, in terms of being grateful to be here, and that we have that peace. And then from there we begin to acknowledge all the things in creation. And we always start with our mother the earth, and she's the one that sustains life, all of life. She upholds all the substance of life. And so we thank her for continuing on with that responsibility. And then we turn to the water world, and even the fish that live inside of her, and the different animals and plants, that they're also here for a purpose, and that they're to sustain our lives. And then all the things that the plant world, the medicines, the trees, we pay special attention to the three sisters, who are the leaders of our Juhekwa, our sustenance of life. The tobacco, which we use as a way to communicate to creation and to make offerings, and when we ask someone to do something, we'll generally give them tobacco, then if they accept that, it's kind of like a show of respect. And as well as the strawberries, the wild strawberries. And they say that was one of the plants that came from the Creator's land, that the sky worm brought here. And that it's a medicine, it's shaped like our heart, it's red. So it's good for our blood, it's good for our heart. And so we thank all of those. The trees as well, the maple being the leader, the different kinds of insects even, because they play an important role in the renewal of the sustenance of life throughout the growing season, for that pollination. And then even the animals, all the different various animals, is that they were placed here for our so that we can sustain from them. This is the time of the year when the men would go out and hunt, and cure that meat and make the leather and everything to make our clothing and all that. There's a lot of uses that we use them. So we have a great dependency upon them. And then even the birds, they have a purpose for being here as well. And that song that they have is like a medicine. It's to pick our spirit up when we hear that. And that song is a reminder to us too, to always be thankful, because that's what they're doing. When that sun first starts to break, they give their thanks, they give their song. They sing their song, to give thanks for that day. And we have songs as well, the men and women, that we can sing as a way of giving thanks. And so we acknowledge all those things here on the earth, and then we turn to the sky world, and there we have the winds, the four winds, the ones from each direction, and they're like twin brothers. The ones right now from the north and the east, they have a little bit more influence over us now. And they bring that cold, the cold winds and the snow. And that snow, as they say, is just like a blanket for our Mother Earth. And then the ones from the west and the south, they bring that warm wind. So they bring the rains as well, the thunders, and to replenish, quench the thirst of the plant world and replenish the water, the water world. And then further up, we have our grandma, the moon, who controls all the female side of life. When the new faces have come, they say the new faces are born. And there's a cycle that she follows, that the women follow as well during that childbearing part of their life. The women follow that same cycle. And our elder brother, the sun, who's the role model for the male side of life, is a very intimate relationship that he has with all of creation, and especially with our Mother the Earth and our grandma as well. And so that life continues on, You know, it's a male and a female. It takes both in order for life to continue. And then beyond that, we get into the stars. We call our relatives. And that Milky Way is the pathway to the Creator's land. And then there's different constellations up there that our ancestors used to know about, but we kind of lost that knowledge. We have bits of it all over, you know, the Haudenosaunee people. We have bits of that information. But if you look at teachings all over the world, indigenous teachings, they have teachings about the stars. You know? And so we're fortunate that they're still continuing on with their responsibilities. We do know a little bit, well, which way is north, south, east, and west. We use the stars. And they're the ones that bring that dew during the warm time, you know, to quench the thirst of the plant world. And there's different positionings of those stars of when to plant and when to harvest. And so we have some of that knowledge. And so we're grateful that they're still carrying on with their responsibilities as well. And beyond the stars, they say that's where the land of the creators is. And that from that world, there's these beings, these four spirits that come from there. We call them messengers. The level they come to is our shoulders. They never touch the earth because they communicate through our mind. They can come to us in our dreams. They provide us with those dreams. You know, they're always trying to clear our path if we're listening to them. And they also work with the winds. They work hand in hand that it don't get too windy. And they're always trying to prevent us from getting into what they call accidents. And when we don't listen to them, that's when that's going to happen. You know, they'll set up a roadblock to try to get our attention. That we're doing things that the Creator never intended for us to do. And so they're around us all the time, day and night. You know, and so they're providing opportunities for us to grow as people as well. And so we acknowledge, you know, them as well, and we extend our greetings of thankfulness and love to them that they're still carrying on with their responsibilities as well. And then he also mentioned Handsome Lake, son of the Leo, who was a Seneca prophet. Back in 1799, those spirits came to him. And for 16 years, they showed him all these things, all these changes that were going to go on with our people because of the things that came across the ocean. And so we're grateful for that. It was a very, very dark period in our history. And it was a time of revitalization of our stuff as well. And so that began to grow again. And so we're thankful for that. And then lastly, we thank Sungwayatizo. Sungwayatizo, what that means is that he's the one who created us, the physical beings that we are, the emotional, the psychological, and spiritual beings that we are. And then at the time of creation, he part of his spirit into everything he created. We'll talk about that in the creation story. And he did the same thing to each and every one of us. And he's been doing that since that time. Everything, when new life comes, that has a spirit, it comes to life. It's alive. And it's here for a purpose. And so we're reminded of that. And so generally when the elders, when they talk about the Creator, they remind us of that. We're here for a purpose. We're here for a reason. And we need to find out what that is for that very short period of time that we're here on this earth. And that he gave each and every one of us so many days to be here. And when that time's up, that Kanehelatúkslaṟ, that spirit that's going to come and retrieve that spirit back to the Creator's land. And we have to be ready for that. And so we have to be mindful of that. And so so we wrap our minds together as one, and we extend our greetings, our thankfulness, and our love to the Creator. We send it out to all creation, so that those things are still here, they're still carrying on their responsibilities. And that's how it shall be, our minds. And so that's why we do that. It's to ground us, it's to remind us about, you always hear about the web of life. You know, the human family, all four races, is just one strand in that whole web of life. And it's a very intricate and delicate. And we have to acknowledge that, and we have to respect that. You know. And so at the end, if there's anything that you forgot or you left out, is then he asks for forgiveness. And when we do that, this is real common. You hear it all the time in the longhouse. When somebody's getting done with a speech, or they'll say that. Because it's our understanding that when we do these kinds of things, spiritually, everything draws near. They're here. They're part of this as well. And if there's something there that I forgot to acknowledge, I don't want to offend, whatever that is. Because we have stories about that. And we'll talk about that later on. But that's the significance of the opening, is to remind us, constantly remind us, of having this respectful relationship to all of creation. Because that's our family. That's what we got to look at it as. That's what we got to get back to looking at it as, is that everything in creation is our family. It's not just my mom and dad and brothers and sisters and grandpa and grandma. It's everything that's out there. That's my family. And so I have to try to remind myself all the time to carry myself in a good way, in a respectful way, to not to offend, and always have that respect. So, Tony, you do have to go.
Yeah.